We had the snow in 2006. We didn't really have. I'm trying to remember 2007. I don't think we had a snowstorm in 2007. In 2008, I don't think we had maybe one morning there was snow. All right. 2009, the one snowstorm we had was March 1st, and then it melted right the next day. And then this year, we had the big snow in December. We have a big one now, and we're already in February, so maybe this will be the last of it. They're saying another snowstorm on Tuesday. But a snowstorm on the weekend doesn't bother me as much because, the weekend you usually don't have a lot to do unless you have something to do. And the problem is not, and also the problem is when it snows. Whereas the last snowstorm, most of the snow fell overnight. So it was either you were gonna get to where you were on Saturday and you were gonna stay, or else you were gonna be stuck Sunday, and that's not bad. But when you have a snowstorm like this one is going to be starting Friday, it'll snow overnight, and it'll continue to snow all day Saturday. So you can't really clear it, although you can maybe get a jump on it a little bit. But that's when then the big dig out comes, and it's going to be a pain.
Yeah, and and the weathermen. Can't trust these guys a lot of times. This past one, they said we're going to have a dusting. I got dusting, all right. I got dusted for 8 inches. That's what I got dusted for. These guys with all the sophisticated Doppler 4000s and this and that. Listen to me. If it's coming up the coast, get the shovels ready. Forget these guys. They don't have a clue. But it's just amazing that what kind of winter would you ever happen.
And what I really find fascinating. Here we are in the year 2010. And they have all these advanced radar systems, but yet we can't do anything to control the weather. And wasn't this what they were supposed to be able to do, in Back to the Future in 1985 they said we were going to? What's on your mind is the name of the program. What is on your mind? We've got somebody on the phone to tell us what's on their mind. What's your name? Hello.
Good afternoon. How are you today? All right, my name is Chris, Christopher, you could call me. I got a question for Tripp Rogers. Talking about like NASCAR today, how do you think A.J. Foyt has been from the past would hold up against, say, Jeff Gordon? Come to my attention that you're a big A.J. Foyt fan.
Oh yeah, AJ's my man. I think that I think AJ was a great driver at his time. It would be interesting to see how he would do today as compared to the drivers of today. But the sport has changed so much because back then it was I want to say 90% driver and 10% car. Now it's probably 90% car and 10% driver. That's my honest opinion. But, big NASCAR fan, and it's funny because they actually got back on the track at Daytona today, getting ready for the Daytona 500 and the Bud Shootout. That is good.
Yes, Russo.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
Hey, Mikey! So how are you today?
All right, Chris.
I just want to thank everyone for calling. Maybe next week I'll call. We'll talk about some trades. Maybe a real clock from a couple of the Yankees or whatever. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
A good time, and I'll be seeing you.
All right. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you. Go Chiefs.
Oh, that was funny. That was very, very funny. Chris Russo, gotta love it. Gotta love it to death. Only on Tom's River TV. You're right. You're absolutely right. Getting back to the snow real quick. There's a
snow
change.
job.
There's a real snow. Yeah, there's a change. Get back to the snow. I'm continually amazed by the fact that the weather reporting is such an inexact science.
You know what? I said this to my wife. I did it all wrong. If I come back in the next life, I'm coming back as a weatherman. These guys have to be accountable. No one. I saw the best one this year when the guy made a report. He said 1 to 4 plus inches. Well, Jesus Christ, 4 plus. It could have been 10 feet. He hit it right. 1 to 4 plus. I'm like, when I saw that, I looked at the thing. I said, "Man, this guy's got every base covered." I'm like, be accountable to no one. This job. I'm like, that's the best job to have. I mean, boy, if that ain't legalized stealing.
All right. Well, listen. We're going to be accountable. We are going to tell you.
That's right.
We're going to be accountable. We're going to tell you 18 inches. The other thing we're going to tell you, Super Bowl coming up.
Foot long. Foot long.
Super Bowl is coming up this weekend.
Go marching in.
Now we know who he wants to talk about. How about some Super Bowl picks? We'll get them for you coming up. What's on your mind? Tripp Rogers and Mark Bronkowski on Tom's River.
Oh, and the Saints go marching in.